One specific assignment that made me rethink a long-held belief or common assumption was my blended response essay about whether or not race was still a dominating factor in the world of online dating. Before I had done my research, I held the belief that online dating sites are a safe space where racism is unheard of, but Christian rhetoric explained this to be incorrect. Overall, it was shown that for a male sender, black women reply the most, white men get the more responses than other male races, and white, Hispanic, and Asian women prefer them over any other race. When a female was the sender, it was observed that men generally do not write back to black women, and white men respond the least overall. Although in our current society, it is a common belief that we as individuals have no racial bias when it comes to online dating, the data shown in this particular article proves otherwise. I was amazed because I think of milestone moments in history such as the 14th Amendment and the Civil Rights Movement, and I'm astounded with the underlying issues that are still very prevalent. It opened my eyes to the fact that although we live in what is considered to be a very accepting world, there are still various accounts of prejudice that may not be publicly displayed. A particular reading that spurred conversation inside and outside the course was Morrison Stommel's Is It Okay to Be a Luddite article. This article revolved around the issue that the excessive use of technology within our generation has had a negative impact on the relationships that young people form. I remember going home that day and talking to my roommate and friends at school about what I had read. I discussed how I completely agree with the article and that I want to work on fixing this issue as best I can and refrain from allowing technology to third wheel every conversation I have. In class, I remember discussing this article and the responses that flowed around the room. Everyone agreed that the statements of this article were inevitable, yet it was easier said than done to find a solution. I remember sharing my guilt with the class while also speaking of the impact the article had on me. I ended up deleting Twitter and Instagram for over a week because I realized it was consuming me and my every thought. When it came to group sessions, there were a lot of things that did work and did not work. It was nice to collaborate and share views and opinions on the readings and projects that we shared, but there were many times where the entire group was not present, thus forcing members present to do extra work. Social loafing was also a factor, because even if an entire group was present, at least one member tended to slack while someone else picked up their work. It was simple and easy to use a shared Google document when completing tasks, and it was nice that we could work together face-to-face usually. I definitely appreciated the socialness and collaboration part of group sessions, but it was not always successful in practice, especially when we had to rely on others for grades. I feel as though my group did well overall on assignments together, such as the readings, the cover song presentation, and the slideshow about humanity. The significance of the peer review process was definitely big when it came to major assignments such as the research paper. It is always helpful to have an unbiased set of eyes look over the work you've done and give constructive criticism in a positive way. My partner was Maddie Gillergain, and I think we did a really good job of working together and giving each other the feedback that we needed in order to enhance our work. Because of sharing documents via Google Docs, it also made the process of revising your own work very simple because I could edit it right where she had. The peer review process was major in the finishing of my work, but this was only because I had a quality reviewer that gave me the feedback that was necessary. Something that has consistently affected me during in-class discussions is the range of intelligent and insightful views that people have and I have heard. I recall a day after the election when many of us spoke up and gave our views and opinions. Although I obviously couldn't agree with them all, I was impressed by the knowledge and perceptions that were shared. This feeling also occurred recently when the cover song presentations were shared. My group and I were proud of our Miley Cyrus cover of Why'd You Only Call Me When You're High, as we should have been, but I didn't realize how unique and awesome the other projects would be too. I have known for a long time that my opinion is not the only one that matters, but actively listening and understanding other ones shared throughout the course of this class has given me a whole new perspective on acceptance. My writing and thinking has developed in a way I did not realize it would. Mainly because of this class, I want to continue writing and potentially minor in journalism. I have learned many basic techniques that I did not realize I lacked, such as in-text citations, works cited, and formatting a research paper and blog. All of these lessons can aid me in writing, and I have also learned how to expand my thoughts and write in a way that truly reflects and gives insight to my personality. I have never had the chance to write blogs before, and it is something I thoroughly enjoy. As a very opinionated person, it's a great outlet I can utilize in order to voice what I want to. Professor Coleman has effectively taught me and allowed me to apply my unique writing style in a way that benefits me, yet also follows guidelines of assignments. Although there is always improvement that can be made in situations, I am overall very content with the effort and work that I put into this class. I am sure there are blogs that could have been better or grammar that could have been perfected, but overall I enjoyed taking this course and this motivated me to perform well. I did all of my work on time and participated frequently, and this was not because I was forced to, but because the topics we have focused on are ones that I am genuinely interested in. There are some in-group activities that we could have done better as a whole, but even those were generally done well. This class has certainly been a learning experience that I can appreciate and use throughout college and life itself.